What up? What up? Welcome to the block. It's your girl Red. I got my homeboy, my bro in the building.
Absolutely.
Brother Josh. No,
Bishop Watt.
Bishop Watt. Holly. We going to church today. Now, you know what it is. It's Banshee Block. We got 3 topics. We got to touch on it. We got to talk to our people.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Joshua Watkins here with my sis. I'm super honored and happy to be here with you because I think what you're doing is incredible.
I appreciate that.
And I can't wait to get into some great information today.
Alright, let's go to the first topic. Ooh, I like that little, when you hear that sound, you're going to be like, what is that? It sounds so angelic, don't you agree? Now, we got to talk about the Cam Newton situation. As far as, you know, him being the black quarterback, he's a superstar now.
Yeah.
And, you know how he celebrates in the end zone and he gives kids, you know, the football after a touchdown. And a lot of, I hate to go here, but we have to, guys, I'm sorry. A lot of white people was just like, that's too much. You're doing a lot. Why are you doing all these things? And I feel like if a white quarterback, like if Peyton Manning did the shit, if Tom Brady did it, it wouldn't been an issue. Like they'd have, you know, they'd be like, yeah, you know, go Tom, go Peyton. But when Cam, you know, celebrates his, you know, good things that he's doing, they tend to like frown upon that. Like they don't want us. I feel like that's quote Jay-Z. They don't want us to be great. You know what I'm saying? Like let me be great. You know what I mean? Right. And it's a big issue because now you see like there was I think it was a mom had wrote you hear about this?
Yeah.
So she like wrote a letter talking about, you know, the dab and all that stuff and my kid, and I'm like, it was a dab. He didn't pull a gun out and like shoot at the crowd. He didn't like jerk his penis. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things that you should be upset about, people don't even, you know, it doesn't even matter. But a black man, you know, celebrates and does a dab, and y'all just like flip y'all shit and just like, oh my God, I can't believe. I'm like, he dabbed, like.
Yeah. You know, I think what not to be too overtly intellectual here, but you know, I think that what we're dealing with is the reemergence of the, you know, racial bias that still is very implicit and explicit in our country.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. And it's not only black and white, I mean, but in this case, it's definitely
a black and white situation.
Definitely a black and white situation. You can see the relation.
Right.
And I think the first step in order to correct anything is acknowledgement. And that's the thing that really bothers me about this quote-unquote post-racial society. Yeah. It's like people act like racism doesn't
just
exist
never
anymore.
Happened.
Like it went away.
We're
fine. We woke up one day and we just said everything's right with the world.
And it's not.
And I tell people often, if it took over 400 years to get to where we are today, you're not going to erase it in 10.
No way.
I'm so glad you have so much confidence in yourself.
Right. But that you feel like you can do something like it, but that's not.
But survey says.
Right, that's not the reality of it.
I'll take absolutely not for 200, Alex. It's not possible.
Yeah.
And, you know, in this situation, I mean, I watch football. I love sports. Right. I used to be a bit of an athlete back in my day.
Okay, I see.
But I was a, you know, track runner and whatnot.
Yeah, get up through.
But, you know, the thing is, when you see it, I think for all of my friends, and I have a very diverse friend group, but for all of my friends who do see things that are, you know, that are racist, that are prejudiced, that are judgmental, it speaks volumes for you if you don't share those beliefs, to actually stand up and say something about it.
Exactly.
That monologue that she just decided to write him,
it was so stupid.
It was the most ridiculous thing.
And it didn't even make sense. Like, you literally read it and be like, I can't even.
Made no sense.
I can't even wrap my mind around where you was even going with this point. Like, what was the. You try to bring in your kid, and if your kid dab, your kid dab. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big of an issue. You know what I'm saying?
You know, my one comment to that, and I'll let that be, if your child visits one football game and their entire life course is changed from the actions of one specific play, right, then I think football is the least of the worries in your household. Yes. If your child can be easily influenced for the rest of their lives off of one thing they saw, yeah, you probably need to take parenting one-on-one.
Yeah, you might want to take a full-on course,
Please.
because like that's just ridiculous. Like that's why it's very important for people to be parents.
Absolutely.
Very important, and you can't take it lightly because you're literally shaping a person.
Absolutely.
Like it's not something to be like whatever, and find it cute with like your kids doing mad disrespectful stuff. Like don't encourage that.
Yeah.
Because it's just they have to go out into the world,
Mm-hmm.
and people have to actually deal with this person and interact with them.
Look.
And if you don't like dealing with a stupid motherfucker, then why would you raise?
Please don't raise one.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I've came across people that I've had to spend extra time in my prayer closet for, because I know at the early stage of life they were allowed to do some things that probably wouldn't have flown in my household.
Of course.
Change that behavior, and
you can't don't let society, don't let celebrities and entertainers and all those things be the main role model for your kid.
No.
Like they're human.
Point.
They're human just like everybody else. They're gonna make mistakes like we all make. Mm-hmm. And also I think it's just dope for you as a parent to be the role model to your kid.
Absolutely.
Like my mom's like the number one. Like that's a woman.
Kind of
right. That's I want to be a woman like that. You know what I'm saying? A woman of integrity and independence and loyalty and all those things. Like it's very important for in order to succeed in life to have all of those qualities.
Yeah.
So I feel like to have a parent as a role model, that's like the ultimate compliment, I think, to your parent. Yeah. Because there's people out here, their parents they're nothing.
Absolutely.
And they turn to entertainment for that, and it's like, that's sad. But find somebody normal and regular that you look up to. Because everybody ain't going to be a celebrity. We're not all going to be famous. That's just not, that's not what we're going to do. So you got to find somebody that is, like I said, a regular person.
Mm-hmm.
They go to work every day. They pay their bills.
Please go to work every day.
Please go to work every day.
And please pay your own bills.
Or at least go to school. But you got to do something. Like, you can't just be chilling in the crib.
No.
Watching, old black TV shows.
No,
don't get it twisted. I love my... Right, you know what I'm saying? Good Times was dope.
It was. I mean, changed my life.
You know what I mean? Like, I had to. But...
yeah.
It wasn't like all day was like, okay, let me cut the TV off and get back, into the world. Because I can't just... You can't cut yourself off and just be like completely secluded from the world. Let's go to the next. I think I like that sound. I might have to use that for the next couple shows. Let's talk politics. Politics as usual.
Yeah. That's my niche.
So let's talk about how black people, my people, our people, we don't get out and vote in everything. Like we vote for, only in presidential.
Yeah.
Well, I say for like the last 8 years, for the
overwhelming majority.
Yeah, because we showed up, because we had, black representation. Mm-hmm. I'm not knocking it because it's good, but I feel like can we try to, I don't know, we got to try to figure out why we don't go vote for like, mayors, councilmen, senators, governors. Like, people have to understand the ladder of, like, how politics work. And a lot of people I don't like talking politics, like, in depth. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll just give my point of view on it, and I'll just, leave it at that. Because it's just something that a lot of people you're going to come across, we're not going to agree on the same thing. And, I'm not, like, people like to argue. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to agree with me to be cool with me. Like, we all going to have, like, different point of views. He likes that. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. And they don't stop that person from being, my homie. Mm-hmm. But it's like, some people want to argue it to death.
Yeah.
Like, it's this, and politics is this, and they're that. And I'm like, hey, I understand all of that. Like, I see how my point of view is, I see from all angles. Mm-hmm. I can understand that. I can kind of understand that. And if some stupid stuff come along, but like, I don't get that. Because my mind ain't, you know what I mean, working like that. So, like, what's your take on that?
I think, well, shout out to you for having diverse conversation.
Of course, of course.
I think that's what needs to increase in our generation and in our community. Yeah. And I'm just going to speak to our community.
That's all you can do.
I'm a young entrepreneur. I am black.
He is black.
I am very black.
And, black power.
And, I consider myself to be someone who is well informed.
Right.
And I tell people, your inactivity, your lack of vote, your lack of presence to spite the political process is actually a part of the political process.
Right, yeah.
If you don't say anything, my father, Elder Harley L. Watkins, says it best. You know, if you don't stand up for something, you will lay down for anything.
Anything.
And I'm in agreement with you, the fact that people vote on the things that they feel like are the hottest.
Yeah, it's very trendy. Because you remember, like, what was it, back in 04 or something like that, when Buffy had his voter die. They don't get it twisted, because I was 18.
Everybody wanted to do it.
And I wasn't as, you know, mature as I am now. I was like, I just want a t-shirt. For real, like, that joint go hard. Right. Like, I'm trying to get an outfit together. Fast forward to, like, where I'm at now, almost 30, and it's like, yeah, like, I want a t-shirt still. Don't get it twisted. But, yeah, let me, you know, see who's the, for lack of a better term, my grandmother used to always say, you know, just vote for a better crook. It's just time for a new crook. Like she always said that you can't keep the same ones in here and let them keep robbing you. Like you might as well get somebody with a new gun and see what he gonna take from it.
See, I'm glad you said that, because if you look at the office of the presidency, you know the maximum amount of time that a president can be in that office is for 8 years.
That's it.
But people don't come down to, let's just say, I don't know, Congress.
Right.
Look at Kentucky. God bless our state.
Jesus.
You know, we have representatives who have been in Congress
30. 40, like that's ridiculous. And I'm like, how?
And what amazes me is how people look at the presidency and they blame the presidency
for
no
everything.
Matter who's in office.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of George Bush, not because he wasn't an African American man.
No, he was an idiot.
He was just crazy.
Right.
And just because Barack Obama, President Obama, is an African American doesn't mean I agree with everything that he does.
Right.
First of all, I have to tell people he's the president of the country, not the president of black people.
Right.
So, I mean, there are some things that we can do ourselves.
Yeah.
So, being first, please vote for the people who represent your state.
Yeah.
Because Kentucky is behind in education and what we were leading in healthcare until this latest governor dismantled it all. Yeah. But, I mean, that stuff. And let's take it a little step forward, further. In the city of Louisville.
Yeah.
Please vote for different people to represent your council district.
Yeah, of course.
If there are 75 billion vacant houses in your block,
that's not a good thing.
You had the same council person for 42 years.
Then you can kind of see, like, they're showing you, like, this is what it is. I really don't care about the vacancies and all those things.
Or crime or anything like
they
that.
just more, it's about money.
Historical disenfranchisement or disinvestment in the western part of the city, if you have, and no disrespect to anyone out there, but if you're a young person and you see these things in your lifetime, in our short lifetime, that hasn't gotten any better.
It's like, if you can make that change, make that change.
Vote. Say something. Vote for, Lord have mercy, vote for the people that the president of the church choir, for all do something. Get out and participate.
Yeah, be a part. And I say that all the time, because that's just how we were brought up, and, if you don't vote, you can't complain.
No.
Like, you can't sit there and be like, ain't no good job.
I don't want to see your status.
Like, let's not be Facebook politics, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's take it beyond that. Like, it's good. Don't get it twisted. To speak your mind and have your piece on Facebook is good sometimes. It depends on the situation. Sometimes we don't care, about everything. No. But you would rather share everything.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation for a whole other show. Just how much social media has caused people to give off the perception that they're deep or they're involved.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, honestly, I really know that you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I know it's your page, and I'm not trying to be petty or any of those types of things. But I call a spade a spade.
That's all day.
If in your real life I know you can't string two sentences together,
then I know you ain't deep.
I know you're not deep.
You fake deep. And I mean, in a lot of things, like I'll see with like social media, we can touch on that a little bit. When you do genuinely care about certain situations, then people like want to call you out on it. And it's like you don't know me. Like, if you knew me, had an actual conversation with me, ever kicked it with me, if I say something, I don't talk about shit I don't care about. I don't waste time, energy. If I don't care about it, I'm not talking about it, because I'm not getting anything from it. So if I'm touching on it, like with the whole, we can talk about the situation in Paris, France, when everybody was turning,
Fight for France.
Yeah, like me, like I care about.
Trendy.
It's very trendy. I can only speak for Red. So when I do stuff like that, I'm genuinely like concerned because that's just the kind of person I am. I'm a compassionate person.
Absolutely.
I feel for other people because that's just how I was brought up. I'm not selfish. I'm not like, yo, it ain't me, so it don't matter. And I look at it like it very easily could have been me.
It could have.
You know what I'm saying? And then like you might do some research, and I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist a little bit, but it's like some stuff you're like, dang, I was caring about it, but I guess I should have just waited like maybe one more minute, and I'd be like, oh, okay, that's what it was. Not stopping me praying for anybody in Paris.
Right.
Why can't I just pray for them? Period. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't take a tragedy in order to pray for somebody. You can just pray for the world. I feel like that's just.
I mean, I hope you do that anyway.
I mean, yeah, that's just simple enough. But some, sadly enough, some people don't. Because if it ain't no, like I said, if it's not directly for them or benefiting them, they don't care.
Yeah, I think you draw out a really great comparison.
Yeah.
You can pray for Paris.
Yeah.
And you can also pray for Flint.
Yeah.
Flint, Michigan. Because let's not be naive and not just pull the wool over our eyes to realize pretty much the state genocide of a city that was, economically depraved, that is historically, primarily African American.
Yep.
Let's not forget those things. My issue, as it relates to politics and even the question before about Cam Newton, when it comes to this microwave concern that people display for a little bit on social media, and it really bothers me because. Yes, you can pray for anybody. Yes, you can do that. But if you're gonna go as far as changing your cover photo, or your profile picture,
you gotta do that for everything.
Do that for people that actually represent your interests.
Or at least speak on it, like with statuses, share stuff. I share stuff all the time. You see me, I share everything, anything from gossip to funny stuff. It don't matter. I'm just that.
See, I'm a church kid. So I'm always quoting the word, but I will comment on things, and I love that about this podcast. You and I, we have different ways that we express ourselves,
right.
But we can come together even in this conversation and mutually get the points of view.
Yeah.
And that's what the beauty of being black is.
Yeah.
You can be so many different things, You can be a church person, you can be somebody who's eclectic that loves, hip hop or you can be a naturalist or any of those types of things, and you can sit in a room with anybody
and have a conversation.
Have that conversation.
Yeah, and that's really what Banshees Black is. Like it's not. Yeah, the name might, you be like, it kind of grabs your attention because you're like, what are we talking about? Banshees Block? Like, are we talking about drugs or like it's an equal opportunity, kind of show. We can talk about it. We can go to church.
Yeah.
We can go to the street.
We're gonna go there one time with me.
Yeah, one time. So let's just go ahead and get to the last one. I love that sound. I wish you could hear it when you listen to it. Let's talk about supporting blacks. Basically, just anything that we do that is good and positive.
Yeah.
I feel like we wait for certain celebrities to endorse it for people to know that it's hot.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't take anybody else to tell you what's hot. Only you know what's hot, because that's like. For you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I will agree with that.
Yeah.
Only you know what's hot for you. This is a really, really great topic. And let me start off by saying, being pro-black or supporting black is not anti-anything else.
It's not anti-white. We're
I'm
not racist.
We're not racist. What I will say is that, I think after dealing with historically and culturally so many things that are negative with our culture being front and center, we, as a people, have to take the time to educate ourselves and the generation behind us what it actually means to be black.
Right. Not just some straight. Like, you gotta. It's in school. I think I talked about this on another show with my cousin. Like, with school, they don't really go in depth about what we are. Like, you would literally open a history book and it would say, with slavery, Abraham Lincoln came along and set
They'll
us
throw in
free.
a little Harriet Tubman.
Little Harriet Tubman and all
yeah.
that stuff. Martin Luther King made a speech. We was
George
all,
Washington Carver.
you know what I'm saying?
Peanut butter.
Right, we had peanut butter.
Right.
She made the hot comb, and it's like, Madam C.J. Walker made the hot comb. And it's like
some of y'all need to get up.
Some of
y'all thank God.
I mean,
for that
listen,
hot comb.
I thank God for the hot comb.
Back up.
You know what I'm saying? Get back to it. But they don't. There's nothing in between. Like, they don't tell you where the actual like beginning of the story starts.
No.
What all they said was like somebody rode through in a boat, picked up some black people. They was like, "Yo, y'all trying to come through?" And it was like, "Oh, let's get on." And then they shackled her.
I always wanted to go to take a vacation, so I'm just going.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let me get on this. I've never been on water before. Let me
I ain't never been on no boat.
Right, let me.
No.
And then you got sold in the, and got beat within an inch of your life, and then it just went from like slavery to segregation, and now everything's good. We're
Absolutely.
all good. Everything's happy.
Yeah, and the thing. So supporting black people, and the reason why I think this is such a great topic, because a lot of things that we want to see change in the world, you really have to start with yourself. Michael Jackson made a song. He said, "Man in the mirror."
Very important.
You have to, and Michael Jackson was a black man. From those
who do
not know that.
And
with
the white
most recent controversy.
That white man playing Michael. We not.
We're not gonna do that.
Go
but support your own.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna approach this two ways. I'm gonna approach it the side of me that pleads to support your people. Support, and when I say your people, I don't necessarily mean by your race. Listen, support your city.
Yeah.
Support
local. Yeah.
Support local. I mean, what bothers me is that how many people are willing to spend how many hundreds of dollars to go across the country to see your favorite singer, when you have people locally I'll just throw a name out there. You have people like Daria Raymore,
right,
who killed.
Yeah.
And you won't pay $10, to go hear
that.
it. Yeah. That support local. Now, on the flip side of that, for all of you local people, white, black, brown,
make
Asian,
it worth supporting.
Make it worth supporting.
Yeah.
I cannot stand tacky, tawdry stuff.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Don't expect me to pay $10, $15, $15, $20, and I can't sit down.
Right, or like you half-assed it through the whole show. Like, don't give me that.
Right.
Like, you gotta work like these tickets was $45.
Or
$50.
there ain't no heat.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too cold now.
It's way too cold now. Or I gotta sit there and listen. I come in smelling like one thing and leave smelling like I don't smoke.
Right.
And I leave smelling like I've just
lit up
the light with everybody else. I give us something to support that's bigger than, and no disrespect for all you party promoters out there, but y'all need to get together anyway and start buying your buildings instead of renting from people. But that's a whole other topic. Give me something bigger than the Libra and the Scorpio bash.
Yeah.
I mean, give me something bigger than the day party. Y'all wear these day parties out.
That day party's lit.
It may be lit.
Sometimes.
But I mean, give me.
But give more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You can't do a day party like every day.
Right. Like
nobody working.
Right. Ain't nobody got no job. So ain't nobody got work in the morning.
It's 3:00. Like I'm at the computer. You want to turn up at the day party?
Like, and I gotta make this money. Like, that's important. You can't, like, I think we talked about this. Excuse me, before we got on the air or whatever. I hate, and I don't even care. Hate it, love it, whatever. I hate when party promoters do parties for Martin Luther King Day. Hate it. I hate it. Because the reason why is like, it's freaking Martin Luther King, bro. Like, he was not about that. Like, if you know your history, study anything, I don't want a Harriet Tubman party. I don't want no Underground Railroad party. Like, come next month, because we got a day left in January. Come next month. We will not be having,
Black History.
We turn up for Black History Month. We got the Harlem Renaissance joint gonna pop off. Yeah. Like, that would be dope if you did, like, not a party.
Event series.
Yeah. Not a party. Like, if you're going to do Harlem Renaissance. That was dope.
Thing.
And I wanted to hit that up. I didn't know what I was going to wear. I'm a little bit of a thug. I was like, I don't. I think I probably would have. I could have.
Shaking up on them. Don't be sleep on Red here.
Don't sleep.
She kills.
I do a little bit. I slay when I can. But no, like, if you do like something like Harlem Renaissance, and I'm giving y'all a gem right now, go ahead and use it. Just tag me to it. If you did something like celebrating Harlem Renaissance, you could do something like a poetry slam.
Absolutely.
That'll be dope.
It's diverse. And it shows, Louisville has we as a city, we have some of the most amazing talent here. I mean, I can name names for people who are not only black, but who are just out here,
just talented,
amazingly talented.
Yeah.
We have artists. I mean, last year I think I went to Philly Phil.
Yeah.
I went to his art show. I thought that was one of the most.
I seen pictures of that. That was.
I thought it was crazy dope.
Yeah.
I was blown away by the level of talent that we have here, and guys, support it.
Yeah.
Give me something to support.
Worth
and when
supporting.
they do, go out there and support it. You ain't got to stay the whole time.
No, just you know what I'm saying, show your face.
Show your face.
Show your love, whatever, and respect. Like, I mean...
Well, support people how you would want to be supported.
Exactly.
I mean,
and that's,
I try to come out to people's stuff.
Yeah.
I do a lot in the city. I do real estate development. I try to sing every now and then.
Right.
So I'd like for people to support me. If I can't be there, I'm going to at least share it.
Yeah, like, that's all I ask. Like, if I do a show, any of my shows, like if Banshee's Block or 321... just share it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you get the word out. Like, it's about me. I want my audience and your audience to cross.
Absolutely.
So that I'm going to say some stuff that people that I don't know on your side can hear, and then they're going to be intrigued by it and be like, oh, okay, well, this is what this is. It's worth checking out. I talk about relationships and sex and just anything. Like, this show's like literally across the board. Whatever, if you want to come by and you just want to, shoot the shit, we can do that. If you want to talk about some real stuff like we did today,
absolutely,
we can do that. Like,
something
I can go
that's
there.
Intellectually stimulating.
You know what I mean?
That can definitely appeal to your, diverse intellect. We can do that.
We can do that. And that's what it's about. And I'm gonna make it worth supporting. It's never gonna be just anything ratchet, because I'm not as ratchet. I have a dash, it's not a whole court. I get, you know what I'm saying? Somebody told me I had the right amount of ratchetness to match with my. I was like, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, this here, and I'll say this last one because I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna support you to your face on air and when I'm not. When I'm not around. This is great, and for everybody who has a talent, everybody who has a dream, and whatnot. Hey, I remember when this was a thought. I remember when this was just an idea.
Right.
And to see you stepping out there and trying it and doing it, I love it. I think it's one of the most beautiful things to see because you're flourishing every show. This isn't the first time that I've listened. Right. I've listened to multiple ones.
I appreciate it.
And I think that is amazing for anybody out there, who are waiting on overnight sensations and whatnot. Find you a small group of people who are going to support you, and that's all you need.
Yep.
Y'all quit with this bro and sis and fam and all of these other hot terms, and then get mad when you got 3 people at your open mic.
Yeah, and it's like, that ain't bro, that ain't sis, that ain't fam.
That's just not, and I'm not hating and I'm not saying that, but be very, very conscious on who you give the privilege of being your friend.
Exactly.
In public.
Yeah.
And in private.
It's very important. I always say carry yourself like a brand.
Absolutely.
I label myself like a brand. Like, I don't want no negativity around me. I don't want a lot of drama around me. I'm just too cool and laid back for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't be out here yelling and screaming on people. Like, I'm going to say whatever I got to say as calmly as possible. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But we going to wrap up. We at the 2-minute mark. Did you have anything that, like, you wanted people to follow you on or, anything support-wise or anything like that?
Well, I am a licensed realtor.
Nice.
All of you people out there who are interested in real estate development or wanting to buy a house or anything of that nature, please look me up. I am with Gant Hill and Associates, and then also I do work for the city of Louisville, and my comments and opinions here are definitely reflective of my own.
Of course.
And but I would love to let everybody know the great things that we have going on in our city that government is actually doing that benefits people just like you and me.
Okay. Cool enough. Y'all know me, your girl Red, Thuggelina, Thuggin, whatever you want to call me, what have you. I'm on everything. I'm on Snap, Insta, Twitter. Yeah, I don't think I'm on everything. Snapchat, so lit.
I'm trying to crap out that.
Yeah, Thuggelina Jolie. It's just like Angelina, but you put Thug in the front.
Right.
Should be easy enough. I've unlocked the Instagram, as they said on 321. I've unlocked the swag. That's what they said when I said. I was like, since I'm getting out there, get the buzz popping. Follow me on Instagram. 321 Podcast. We're on Twitter, Instagram, also. And Facebook. Facebook's important. 321 Podcast. Search for that like page. Like us. We got a couple shows coming up. And most importantly, like Banshee's Block. Please like Banshee's Block on Facebook. And I'm going to try to, make that more entertaining. Also share some articles, some videos. We're going to get the YouTube popping. I'm on YouTube. If you can't hear this on Spreaker, it's on YouTube. Banshee's Block Podcast. On Instagram, I think I have hit everything. There's no reason why you should not be following your girl. Like I'm gonna hit you with everything. I got memes, jokes, whatever you want. I'm gonna make you laugh. But this has been Banshee's Block, and we are out.